I want us to try by ourselves. How do we do this ERO method one by one, step by step? And I want you to bear with me. Do it with me. Use your notes that I have given to you. So let's just begin. Okay, do you remember what is our first step? Our first step is write down nicely. Our first step is write down A palang dengan identity. This is what we should write first. Untuk ERO step pertama mesti tulis big bracket because dia adalah 3 by 3 matrix. So 2, -4, 3, 1, 2, -1, -2, -3, and 1. And so you cannot tutup bracket. You mesti letak apa? You mesti letak palang dekat sini. Okay, this palang is going to make perbezaan lah. Belah kiri adalah matrix kamu, matrix A. Belah kanan will be your identity matrix. Barulah kamu tutup bracket. Both of this bracket must be written. Tak boleh sesuka hati nak abaikan dia. Alright, mesti ditulis. So now, what I want to tell you is that you at the end of the solution, okay, at the end of the solution, you will be expecting apa? You akan expect belah kiri you akan berjumpa dengan identity. Belah kanan you akan jumpa dengan A inverse. Jadi A inverse ni lah bakal jadi jawapan kita. The thing is, there is a long way to go before you get that A inverse. There are 6 steps to begin with, okay? So the first step, you have write that nicely. And so the second step, here we go. Second step, saya tulis di sini. So the second step is solve the first column. Okay, solve the first column. So nak solve yang mana, miss? First column yang mana? First column is this one. This is the first column. Therefore, you just look at the first column only. The thing is, as I said, apa yang kena buat sebelum tu? You kena letak dotted line. So that dotted line ini akan jadi guideline. Okay, this dotted line will help you focus. Okay, focus on to get 1, you know, to get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 at the end of the solution tau. Tapi sekarang ni of course lah, you tak nak lagu pugapah dan letak je satu macam tu. No, there are methods on doing it. So this dotted line will help you focus. Itu je. Will help you focus. That's all I can say. So now what you want to change is okay, you mesti keliru, miss. Yang ini bukan patut kita jadikan dia satu dulu ke? Ya, boleh. You boleh divide it by 2. Every row here you divide it by 2. Tapi itu adalah another method that you can use. But in my video, I have my own method in teaching you guys how do I do. Okay, how do I personally do ERO? I have my own methods. If you want to follow mine, you listen first. Okay, so now I won't solve this 2 into becoming 1 yet. No, I won't. Whatever number here, I just leave it first. What I want to do is just mengubah the second row and the third column. Astaghfirullah. The second row and the third row, because I want to make them into becoming 0 and 0. Itu aim saya. Okay, because saya nak jadikan dia kosong dan kosong. So my row 2 will be a new one. So I write down a new row. Okay, jadi saya tulis warna orange, means it's very important. So row 2 star means we will have a new row 2. So new row 2 is equals to Miss macam nak kira? Okay, I write down first. Row 3 new also will be formed, akan juga terhasil disebabkan ni bukan kosong. So row 2 dan row ketiga akan tertulis di situ. So caranya adalah operasi tambah tolak di situ adalah berhubung kait, akan berhubung kait dengan paksi kamu, akan berhubung kait dengan dotted line kamu. Okay, so you gotta use this. I will use the arrow here. It means you will have to use row 1 as your tambah dan tolak tau, in order to get 0. So how do you do that? Is this just, okay, imagine saya delete dulu lah yang row ketiga ni. Saya fokus dengan row yang kedua dulu. So in order to write down the row 2, okay, in order to write down the row 2 that you want to fix, you must start also with the row 2. Okay, calculation akan start dengan row 2, tetapi row 2 di sini adalah nilainya 1. So macam mana aku nak dapatkan sini kosong? Macam mana nak kaitkan dengan yang row 1? Jadi you must be smart. Untuk, yes, as I said, row 2 mesti dimulakan dulu sebab row 2 yang start. So row 2 lah yang akan ditulis dahulu. The thing is, you must have 2 row 2 minuskan dengan row 1, barulah you dapat 0. Do you understand me? Miss, how do you know it? How do I know it? Come on. You boleh nampak punya. This one, I repeat ya. This one, dia mesti jadi darab 2 dulu. Bila dia jadi 2 akan ditolakkan dengan 2. Dapatlah kosong. Macam tu je lah. So, you have to make sure everything here, times it with 2 dulu, darabkan dengan 2, barulah you tolakkan dengan the first row. That is how you will do it. Okay, jadi row ketiga pula macam mana, Miss? Row ketiga, let me show you the magic. Row ketiga, since this is negative 2 and this is what? This is kita kena berpaksikan, kita mesti tambah dan tolak dengan row yang pertama. And so the magic is negative 2 must plus with 2, baru dapat 0. And so row 3 must be plus with row 1, barulah aku dapat kosong di sini. Understand? Row 3 must be plus with row 1, barulah aku dapat 0 over here. That is how you do the operation thingy. You mesti berpaksikan dengan dotted line kamu. Okay, dotted line itulah menjadi guideline untuk kita tambah dan tolak. So now let's us do it. Okay, let me show you how do I do it slowly. Okay, let me show you slowly, sebab saya tak nak nanti kamu rasa saya ajar terlalu laju. Jadi I will want to show you how do I get the second row, you know, the new second row. Copy paste. Okay, I'll show you here. Okay, so now row 2 2 times with the second row here. Oops, yeah, darabkan 2 untuk second row ni, darabkan dia 2. Apa dia akan jadi? 2, 4, negative 2, right? So 2, 4, negative 2, palang 0, 2, 0. How about row 1? Row 1, just write it down. 2, negative 4, and 3, 1, 0, 0. And then you just make like that. And then you kata kena tolak. Ya, you tolak lah. You said it will be minus, sebab you nak dapatkan kosong. So 0 will appear here, and here will be 8, here will be negative 5, here is negative 1, 2, and 0. Okay, selesaikan sahaja, dan you akan perlu memakai jawapan ini you akan perlu menggunakan di sini, highlighted kuning ini, pada apa? Pada row yang baru. Pada row yang baru. Row yang mana? Row yang kedua lah, my dear. Because row kedua yang kamu tengah cari. Okay, so row kedua yang baru akan terhasil, iaitu 0, 8, negatif 5, negatif 1, 2 dan 0. Wow. Tada, you have the new row, tau. This is the new row 2. That is what you want, because as I said, as you all know, that this must be 0 and here must be 0 as well. So now just remember, yang ni saya pakai pada kertas yang lain, tau. Jadi yang ini tak wajib tulis. Dia hanyalah cara pengiraan kalau kamu rasa mudah untuk ikut cara saya yang slow ini. Alright, so now let's do the new third row pula. I copy and then I paste here. I want to show you guys how can I find the third row, the new third row slowly by my own style. Okay, so cara saya ni memang step by step lah, dengan sangat slow lah cara saya ni. Okay, so I just write down my third row, minus it with the first row, plus it with the first row. So I just write it down, negative 2, negative 3, 1, palang, 0, 0, 1. And then row, apa ni? Row 1 adalah, okay, you write down nicely, Row 1 adalah 2, negatif 4, 3, 1, 0, 0. Okay, and then you plus it. You have told me that we have to plus it. So we plus it, and so we got 0 in front. That's what we want. And then here we will get negative 7. Here is 4, 1, 0, 1. Looking good. So this thing here is your new row 3. So you write it down at your new row 3. It is 0, negative 7, and 4, and 1, 0, 1. Voila. So you have 0, 0 over there. It is just that yang atas ni salin semula. Sebab you tak ubah. You tak ubah apa-apa. Write it down back. So 2, negative 4, and 3. Just write it back. 1, 0, 0. Write it back. Okay. Now you are happy because you have solved the first row. You are almost there. You know, this is 0. This is 0. So now what's your goal? What's your goal? Okay, you buat dotted line dulu. You buat dotted line, and then you look at the next step, which is we want to solve the second column. We want to solve the second column, which is here must be 0 and here must be 0. So apa yang you akan ubah sekarang ni? Apa yang you akan ubah? You akan ubah the first row and the third row yang akan tertulis di sini. The first row and the third row yang akan berubah, and so you put star. Okay, you put star over there. You dah put star, it means you know where to start. The starting point is itself also. It must start with itself. You nak ubah. You are trying to fixing row 1. Okay, so you nak ubah row 1, you kena start dengan row 1 juga. You nak ubah row ketiga, you kena start kira dari row ketiga juga. That's the pattern, and you will see the pattern goes on and just nicely the same. Okay, and now what is it? How do you solve this? Sekarang ni nak berpaksikan yang mana pula, Miss? You mesti berpaksikan, tambah dan tolak mestilah berpaksikan dengan dotted line tersebut. Your dotted line here is row kedua. So you gotta plus or minus it with the second row. Okay, so now let's just focus at the first new row. Okay, the new first row. The new first row here, this is -4. And then dia mesti tambah ataupun tolakkan dengan row kedua. The thing is, -4 plus 8 is not 0 yet. It's not 0. Not 0. How do I make it 0? It must be becoming -8 plus 8. Baru 0. And so I have to do what? I must times 2 dulu. So this -4 must become -8 by times it by 2. Okay, -8 plus 8 will be 0. And so this first row must be darabkan dengan 2. Macam tu lah. So 2 row 1 must be plus with the second row. The second row here. Okay. Barulah you akan dapat sini kosong. Bukan. You akan dapat the first row lah. You akan dapat sini here will be becoming 0. Sebab, you know, as I said, you are ubah. You tengah changing the first row. And so the first row must be returned first. And then dia mesti jadi -8 dulu. Tambahkan dengan 8. The second row. Barulah jadi kosong. Macam tu lah. Now the third row. How do I fix this? Okay, the third row kat sini, row ketiga akan start dululah kan. Sebab you tengah ubah row ketiga. So, row ketiga akan start dulu. Akan start ditulis dulu. That's what I meant. So, row ketiga dekat sini akan perlu didarabkan dengan sesuatu nombor. Okay. Kena darab dengan apa pula, Miss? Yelah sebab saya nak berpaksikan 8 ni. So, takkanlah -7 tambah 8 dapat kosong, tak? Tak kan? Jadi dia kena sama baru dia boleh jadi kosong. And so I'm thinking of times it by 8 so that it can becoming -56 plus 56 is equals to 0. Oh wow. So yang ni kena darab 8, yang row kedua kena darab 7. Macam tu lah. So now row ketiga akan perlu didarabkan dengan 8 dahulu. Row ketiga perlu didarabkan dengan 8. Dia akan jadi 56. -56. And then tambahkan dengan 7. 7 kali ganda pada row yang kedua. That's how you do it. Okay. 7 row 2. Barulah you akan dapat. As I said, here is 56. Here is -56 plus with 56. Because here I times it with 7. And so I'm gonna get 0. Itulah aim kita. Kita nak cuba dapatkan kolom yang kedua ni. Here 0 and here also becoming 0. And so you will get a new, what do you call this? A new row. Row yang keberapa? You akan dapat row yang baru untuk the first row and the third row. So now I want you to solve this by yourself. I will just straightly give your answer. Okay, how do I solve this part? Okay, yang penting row kedua ni perlu didarabkan dengan 2 dulu. Okay, row ni perlu didarabkan dengan 2 dulu. So ini akan jadi 4. Sini akan jadi -8. Sini akan jadi 6. Okay, darabkan dengan 2 dulu. So that you akan dapat 4, -8 dan 6. And so on lah. You kira lah sampai belakang. Sini 2, 0, 0. And then barulah you boleh tambahkan kan. Tambahkan dengan the second row. And so you will get here. You will get here 0. Oh, this is not ya. Saya duk tersilap je, sorry. So now you have to calculate it by yourself. You will get here 4, 0. Here is 6. Minus 5 is 1. See, kadang-kadang you tak perlu tulis pun you boleh fikir. You macam dah nampak tau. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2, 0. You macam boleh nampak walaupun you tak tulis. So it's up to you. You want to write it down because you nampak lebih jelas. Ataupun you nak guna otak terus pun lagi laju, lagi bagus. So now here the third row will be fixed. The new third row will be 0, 0. Okay, I should use I should use purple color. I want to show that the purple color is giving us the new row. I want to show the meaning of purple color ni adalah new row. Okay, so I'm using the purple color to describe to you that the new third row adalah 0, 0. And here will be negative 3. Here will be 1, 14 and 8. Miss, macam mana Miss kira dengan laju? Okay. You either use your brain or you calculate it by hand. Okay. So now yang tidak berubah adalah row yang kedua. Dia tidak berubah. Kalau dia tidak berubah, just salin semula. Salin semula. 0, 8, negatif 5, negatif 1, 2 dan 0. Okay, you solve this ERO by row, you know. So you tak boleh solve setengah jalan, row depan, row belakang, tak ada. You solve every numbers in that row. So now let's go to the next step. You nak selesaikan? Oh, the fourth step is solving the third column. Okay. Solving the third column is where the first row dan juga the second row sahaja yang perlu diubah. The first row and the second row sahaja. So you write it down. First row new, second row new. Okay. First row new akan dimulakan dengan first row juga. Okay. Akan dibuat apa-apa di situ. Akan perlu darab 3 dulu. Okay, so you write it down. 3R1 plus or minus? It must be plus. Okay, it must be plus kan dengan row ketiga. Sebab sini akan jadi 3 tambah negatif 3. Dia akan dapat 0. Dia akan dapat 0 di sini. So 3 must be times it with the first row dahulu, barulah tambahkan dengan dotted. You know, paksi dia adalah the third row, right? Sebab itulah saya duk buat dotted line tu. Kalau saya tak buat dotted line, saya tak tahu saya kena tambah dan tolak dengan siapa. Saya buat dotted line so that you focus at the third, so that you are, you know, you are keep focusing on the third column sahaja. You jangan usik kolom yang lain. You hanya tengok kolom U sahaja, which is the third column here. Okay, the third column berpaksikan dengan row ketiga ni. Row ketiga ni adalah bahagian proses tambah dan tolak. Okay, so now row kedua, the R2 star, row kedua yang baru akan start dengan row kedua juga. The thing is, you must times it with 3. Row kedua mesti darabkan dengan 3 dulu sebab you akan dapat negative 15. Oh, negative 15, aku perlu tolak ke tambah tolak ni? Tolakkan dengan negative 15, baru aku dapat 0. Oh, so that the third row I must times it with 5, is it? Yes. The third row you must times it with 5 so that you get 15. The thing is, yang ni ada negatif, kena letak negatif. The thing is, you cannot plus, you must minus. Minuskan dengan 5 times the row 3. Because, I repeat ya, because ini kalau darab 3 dapat negatif 15. You kena letak tolak sebab row ketiga kamu adalah negatif 3. Negatif 3 darab 5 adalah negatif 15. Sini akan jadi plus. So, negatif 15 plus 15 is 0. Cara barulah dapat 0 pada second row pula. So, your objective is to get the first row and the second row 0, 0 over there. Okay? And then you do the operations by using your brain or write it down, the calculation. I'll use purple color. So my row 1 will be coming, new row 1 ya. New row 1 akan jadi 12, 0, 0. 4, 20 and 8. You kira sendiri and you double check jawapan saya. Okay, while the second row akan jadi 0, 24, 0, negative 8, negative 64, negative 40. Yang third row tidak ada yang terubah, masih sama. Jadi write it down, 0, 0, negative 3, 1, 14 and 8. Therefore, wow, you are almost done. You have make sure that selain daripada dotted line ni, you dah berjaya cari 0, 0, 0 di situ. So you are almost there. You are almost there in finding your answer, you know. So now the thing is, yang tak mencukupi adalah yang di belah kiri ni masih belum identity. Remember our objective, we are expecting identity di belah kiri. The thing is, selagi yang diagonal line ni belum jadi satu, dia bukan identity. Jadinya kita perlulah pergi ke step yang seterusnya, iaitu that elements on the diagonal line must be 1. Okay, how to make it 1? You must fix the first row. You must perbaikikan the first row. So the first row new will be coming 1 divided by 12, row 1. Okay, yang ini mesti dibahagikan dengan 12, barulah you dapat 1 di situ. Yang ini row kedua perlu dibahagikan dengan 24, barulah dapat sini 1. Yang third row pula perlu dibahagikan dengan negative 3, barulah dapat 1. So it is very easy. You are pada hujung waktu barulah you bahagikan setiap satu supaya you bertemu dengan diagonal line-nya 1, 1, 1. Like that. Okay, this orange color is where you must write it down for your step untuk ERO. Okay, ERO kamu sangat penting. Markahnya pada sini 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 marks over here. Ni baru 4 marks. Tak lagi yang lain tu. 5 and 6, 7 marks. Yeah, it's around 7 to 8 marks. It's a lot. So now barulah you boleh dapat jawapan yang terakhir sekali adalah, let me write down for you. Here will be coming 1, 0, 0, 1 over 3, 5 over 3. Here will be coming 2 over 3. Here is negative 1 over 3. Oops, sorry. Jangan start dari situlah. Sini akan jadi 0, 1, 0. Negative 1 over 3. Negative 8 over 3 and negative 5 over 3. And here 0, 0, 1. Here you will get negative 1 over 3, negative 14 over 3 and negative 8 over 3. Voila. Happy? So now you will see that the last step is you see something magic. You see that on the left has becoming identity. Palangkan dengan your A inverse. And so your A inverse is very easy. Your A inverse, just write it down in bracket of this, your answer. Just copy back and write it down as a conclusion, and then barulah you letak hashtag. Okay, so I want you to, this is number 5, yeah, let me write down nicely. So this is number 5. Let me write down nicely. Okay, so I want you to double check whether your way and my way, you know, I want you to follow, to be honest, I want you to follow my own steps here, because my way of teaching ERO is not that complicated. It's totally not. And in fact, I solve this by using column by column, you know. And at the end of the day, at the end of the step, barulah saya ubahkan diagonal menjadi satu. So I think this method is much more easier for students because hujung nanti barulah dia nampak fraction tau. Sebab fraction ni kan senang buat silap kalau tambah tolak. Okay, kalau you guna calculator dan you hati-hati tak ada masalah. Tapi kalau you jenis senang careless, you better ikut cara saya. Alright, sebab there are another way, another method saying that, oh dia tukarkan 2 ni dari awal lagi. Kalau you bahagikan ini 2 dari awal, you know, you divide it by 2, you will get 1, right? You divide it by 2, you will get negative 2. Divided by 2, you will get 3/2. Divided by 2, you will get 1/2. So dari awal lagi you dah jumpa fraction. And then you terpaksa tulis di sini lah, sebab this is your first new row. Okay, sorry. Yelah, you dah ubah kan? That will be your first new row. And then, you know, dalam calculation kamu akan berjumpa dengan banyaknya fraction, and it's much complicated to see, to me lah. But if you feel comfortable to have fraction inside here, you can do it. But if me, myself, saya nak berjumpa dengan fraction tu pada hujung jawapan saja. And so, pada hujung lah baru saya susah payah darabkan, bahagikan dengan nombornya sendiri, barulah berjumpa dengan fraction. And so I am very selesa, sangat comfortable dengan cara ini, because saya hanya berjumpa dengan nombor-nombor, you know, walaupun nombor dia agak besar, tapi saya boleh compute, boleh tambah dan tolak dengan mudah. Alright, so that's all from me for the method of ERO. I'll see you on the next video.